In this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you the absolute best copywriting niches so that you can get clients in the next 30 days. And look, if you've been struggling as a copywriter, it's been hard for you to actually find clients and start making money, then the biggest reason is probably because the niche that you're outreaching to is straight dookie. So in this video, not only am I gonna be handing you the top 5 best copywriting niches out there, but I'm also going to be explaining to you exactly why these niches are the best and the niche mistakes that you should avoid at all costs. So make sure you stick around to the end of this video and leave a like so that you can actually find it later. So I've ordered the top 5 copywriting niches from best to worst, with 5 being the worst and 1 being the best. But before I get into this list, there's some things that we need to understand first. So what goes into making a niche bad or good? Well, first we need to talk about saturation. Now look, the word saturation is thrown around a lot, okay? And one of the biggest mistakes that beginner copywriters make is mistaking an oversaturated niche with a bad one. It is so funny to me because saturation is literally the boogeyman of online business. Everybody's scared of it, but it's not actually real. And this is because of the success pie fallacy. Essentially, people think that someone else's success takes away from their own success. But I'll put it to you this way. All you need, okay, is 3 to 4 clients to make over 6 figures with copywriting, okay? There is more than 3 to 4 clients out there right now who are waiting for you to outreach to them so that they can actually have you on their team. Here's a very easy way that I like to think about it, okay? The hunt for copywriting clients is a lot like musical chairs. Now, let's say there are 1,000 copywriting clients and 2,000 copywriters, okay? Just to keep the numbers simple. Now, do you really think that those 1,000 copywriting clients who already have copywriters, do you really think that those copywriters are going to stay in that position until the end of time, literally until they die and they put them in a pine box? The answer is obviously not, okay? An opportunity will soon arise because when it comes to these businesses' relationships with copywriters, usually they don't stay longer than 3 to 6 months because either a new opportunity comes up or the copywriter just wasn't cutting it. So if there are 1,000 copywriting clients and 2,000 copywriters, guys, if you're one of the copywriters that doesn't have a client yet, all you gotta do is be in the right place at the right time, and there you go, you got your dream client. Like I said, it's like musical chairs. When the music stops, if you're in the right place at the right time, you're gonna make some money, my man. So if you ever outreach to a client and they say, sorry, we already have a copywriter right now, that is a huge W. All that means is that you need to outreach and follow up with that prospect until the end of time, and eventually, man, they are going to be your copywriting client. And the next thing we need to figure out is how niched down should you go? Should you outreach to a general niche like everybody in finance, or should you outreach to people who teach investing to elders about how to make $30,000 a year extra with cryptocurrency Dogecoin? Well, it's interesting because a common phrase that you're going to hear is that it's better to be a big fish in a small pond than a small fish in a big pond. And I'm here to tell you that that is bullshit. A lot of people are looking for these niches that are untapped, these niches where no copywriter has ever been to, yet it's super high demand, but that literally is, it just doesn't make sense. It's like an oxymoron. It's like looking for a small giant or a huge midget. It just doesn't make any sense. If it's in demand, then there's going to be a lot of copywriters already in it. And if it's not in demand, then it's not going to be a lot of opportunity in the space. So as far as niches go, you should go for one of the subcategory of the big 3 niches. That means if you're going for finance, then maybe you should choose investing. Or if you're going for finance, maybe you should choose credit repair. Or let's say fitness, for example. Well, you'd rather go for health and wellness. Or maybe you want to go for personal trainers. That is literally as niche down as you want to go. You don't want to go for, oh, well, I go for personal trainers who only do kettlebell exercises to grow your calves so that they look like Alex Hormozy. And next up, finally, we need to understand that the best niche is the best niche for you. Okay, so it's always important to pick a niche that you actually know at least something about. The reason being is because if you reach out to these Forex traders and you know nothing about Forex, you don't even know what Forex even is or what the word Forex stands for, then needless to say, you're going to have such a hard time actually learning things to actually get good at copywriting, okay? So not only are you going to have to learn copywriting, but you're going to have to learn Forex and investing and all that other stuff that you're not going to want to figure out, okay? So if you know about Forex and investing and trading, then sure, go into it. But if you're more well-versed in something like fitness or well-versed in something like business, then I would strongly suggest that you go for that instead. Now guys, without any further ado, I'm gonna reveal to you the top 5 niches in order from worst to best. And coming in at number 5 is relationships. So for example, these are guys like Based, Zeus, and Stefan Speaks. And it's quite entertaining to me because the funny part is that a lot of the people who need help with their relationships are actually very rich dudes. Essentially, there are these guys who spend literally all of their time making money, okay? And they've been doing nothing but working on their business for the past 10 years, and they've completely neglected their social skills. Now, they're basically socially handicapped, they don't know how to get a girlfriend, and they're willing to pay anybody online to actually solve that problem for them. Not to mention, there's also the couples niche, which is basically where you fix broken relationships and make people happy to be married together. Now, needless to say that hiring somebody online is always going to be cheaper than going to marriage counseling, because these people are going to charge you a premium price because they have some piece of paper from Harvard or something saying that they're super good at fixing relationships. Where in reality, what most people would rather do is go online, watch a bunch of content on how to actually fix the relationship, and then whoever is giving them that content, they're like, you know what, I want these people to come into our relationship and fix it for us. And now they might get charged maybe $1,000, maybe $2,000, but that's still cheaper than going to elsewhere. And of course, that's where you come in as a copywriter, because if you're able to really understand their pain points and understand where they want to go in their dream state, then you can make a lot of money in the relationship niche as a copywriter. Now, another great thing about this niche is that it's very basic. It's non-technical. Everybody knows what it's like to be in a relationship that you don't want to be in and what you want from a relationship. And of course, the number 4 niche is the finance and investing niche. Think guys like Graham Stephan or some crypto YouTuber. Now, the pros of this niche is that most copywriters have no idea about anything when it comes to investing and finances. So if you do, then you have a huge advantage because you're able to actually write about it and actually know what you're talking about and not sound like a noob. Because the last thing that you want to do is write emails for a client who's in the Forex space and you make a mistake that just doesn't even make sense. And now you just made that creator or that guru look like an idiot. So look, things can get technical in these niches. So I urge you, if you know nothing about this niche and nothing about finance and investing, then you should probably stay away. But if you do know about these niches, then you have a huge advantage because there's not going to be many copywriters in this space. So this is actually one of those not too saturated, but still high demand type of niches, even though those are kind of, like I said, impossible. So that was number 4. And now coming in at number 3 is the real estate niche. And this one is amazing. I've made some money in this niche myself as well. Think guys like the fix and flip YouTubers or guys like Thatch Nugent, for example. Now, the biggest reason as to why this niche is awesome is because the people who are in this niche, they got money, man. If you're thinking about investing in real estate, bro, 5 or 10K for a mastermind or for a mentorship is absolutely nothing, especially because that 5 or 10K could easily save you 20, 30, 100 grand, right? That one investment is what could be the difference between you being profitable on a flip or profitable on an investment or not profitable, or making all these mistakes where you get in hot water and then you're stuck. And although this niche is a little bit more technical, it's really not as bad as the financial side. I myself have written for some real estate guys, and honestly, I had no idea when it came to real estate, anything about it, but it didn't take me that long to learn, and I could still write about it without sounding like an idiot. So that was the number 3 niche, and now coming at the number 2 niche, we have info products and mentors. Think guys like Iman Gaji or Andrew Tate, for example. Now, this niche is great because it has absolutely huge profit margins, okay? So a lot of these people are selling, for example, Andrew Tate, a $50 course that charges people every single month. Well, that $50 is basically absolutely free, okay? So that $50 doesn't have to be split up with a whole huge team as if you were to have like an e-commerce store where you buy a pair of shoes for $50 and you sell them for $70 and you only make a $20 profit. Well, when it comes to online info products, it's basically free to actually make them. You make them once and you can make money from them over and over and over again. So if you are to set up something like a revenue share deal, for example, where people actually pay you for every sale that they get from your copywriting, then this means that you can essentially earn passive income from your copy. Another great thing about the high ticket and mentorship space when it comes to people like business coaches is that, man, business coaches are literally out here charging the big bucks. I mean, I've worked for business coaches before and their lowest package was 10 grand. And their highest package is gonna show you how to get from 7 figures a year to 8 figures a year is like 30, 40, 50 grand per one package. Isn't that like absolutely nuts? Imagine making 50 grand as a business owner. And guys, needless to say, if you're able to score like a 5% commission deal off of something like that, that is some big money, my dudes. That is some big money. So I highly, highly recommend the info product / mentorship / high ticket space when it comes to copywriting. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, the number one niche. But before I reveal that, I want to actually let you know some niches that you should avoid. So number one niche that you should avoid is e-commerce, okay? Anything like marijuana or shoes or anything like survival gear, okay? The reason as to why is because these companies usually have very low margins, and also these companies are very corporate, okay? So usually they have an in-house marketing team that takes care of that all for them, and they don't hire freelancers. So you outreaching to them is just wasting your time. Next up is anything that's really, really small and has a very small what's called TAM. If you don't know TAM, it means total addressable market. It's a marketing term. But essentially, this is what I was talking about with those super, super niched down niches. Guys, trust me, I've done the split tests. I know what works. I've coached hundreds of copywriters. And if you go for a niche that's too small, you're gonna run out of prospects, or best case scenario, if you do get a prospect, they're not gonna have much money. So what are they gonna pay you? $100, $200? That's not the type of client that you want. And finally, the next niche that you want to avoid are software companies like Zoom or Skype or Discord or Trello. And the reason why is because, again, these are overly corporate niches. They usually have an in-house marketing team that takes care of all their copywriting and funnels and all that. And they very, very rarely hire freelancers. But now that we've got all that away, okay, without any further ado, it's actually time for me to reveal the number one copywriting niche. Now, look, it might be surprising to you at first, but just hear me out, okay? Let me explain. This niche is by far, by far the best copywriting niche out there. Like, when copywriters that I'm coaching switch from some different niche to this niche, doing the exact same outreach strategy, they get on twice as many sales calls. They get twice as many clients. Like, it's absolutely nuts. I don't know how they do it. I don't know what is up with this niche, but it's literally a hack. It's completely broken. And the number one niche that copywriters have been reaching out to and actually getting clients with is really, really interesting, man, because it's just so far from what you would think it would be. And that number one niche is OnlyFans.
What?
Just kidding. The number one niche is actually health and fitness. But I got you there, didn't I? Look, man, all these online personal trainers are absolutely blowing up. And the best part is that the best personal trainers out here are the ones who are absolute meatheads, okay? These dudes do nothing but spend their time in the gym. And because they have the best looking physique, everybody wants to learn from them. But the thing is that the better looking their physique, the lower their IQ is on average. I mean, sure, you have some dudes out here who are probably smart and swole, but usually they're smart and dumb as hell. But that's good for me and you, because they have a lot of people who want to buy from them, but they don't know anything about marketing or making money. In fact, I don't really know if they know anything at all. So if you come in their business and you actually know what you're doing, you can set them up one funnel that can literally make them millions and make you a ton of money as well. Anyways, guys, those are the top copywriting niches. But now that you know the top copywriting niches, you're gonna have to know how to actually outreach the people who are in these niches. And if you wanna know how to do that, I'm gonna put a 1-hour free outreach course on screen now that you go ahead and watch, so you know exactly how to outreach to these new niches and how you can start making money with copywriting right away. Anyways, guys, that is it for today's video. And of course, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.